Lesson 6, maintaining the human electromagnetic field, the human energy field. This is an important one, people. You have to understand how this field works. Without this field, you can't pull things to you, you can't attract things. You know, the weaker your field, the more prone you are to diseases. The weaker the field, the less manifestation, the less power you have over matter. You have to have a strong field. Okay? This field is very important when it comes to manifesting and pulling things to you, attracting people. Because essentially this field is a manifestation of your internal state. So your internal state manifests this external field through your, the things you do on a daily basis contribute to this field and how strong it is. So to keep it strong, you have to realize that it's constantly changing based on your environment, the people around you, electrical devices, thoughts, emotions, and the food within the body. Now, every single cell in your body has its own electromagnetic field, has its own magnetic energy. And this magnetic energy can be weakened or strengthened by the food that you are putting in your body. So therefore, when we eat food that is processed, that is not grown under the sun, made in some sort of lab or manufacturing, wherever, it has no magnetic energy to it. It's vibrating so low that when you consume it, it's going to pull your energy. It's going to lower your frequency, it's going to lower your mood. It's going to just destroy everything about you. You don't want it in your body. You have to eat raw food. As much as you need as much uncooked raw food as possible, because the cooked food is what kills the magnetic energy in it, kills nutrients as well. But it's based off magnetic energy. They never want to tell you this. They want you focused on nutrients, minerals, but they'll never tell you about the magnetic energy, the etheric energy, about the food. Yes, meat might have some, nutritious benefits to the body. Flesh might have that. However, the magnetic energy behind it is negatively charged. Because the magnetic energy never leaves the food. Never. Energy can't be killed, cannot be destroyed. Therefore, the slaughtered animal is running, fear, traumatized, and all this negative energy is stuck within the food, and this is going to lower your vibration and weaken your field. So don't just think about nutrition. Think about magnetic energy. You're an electromagnetic being. So you need to make sure you're eating food that is under the electric sun. When you stand under the sun, you feel that masculine, powerful electrical energy charging you in your body, in your cells. This is why you feel so much better when you're under the sun. It's because it charges you. It charges your body, your cells, your mind, your spirit, everything. It upgrades your DNA. The sun is amazing. You need the food that grows underneath the sun, because the sun crystallizes in the food. When you eat raw fruit that's grown under the sun, you're eating the sun. You're pretty much eating electrical currents. You're putting that into your body, and it's charging your body, charging the cells, because the cells produce electricity. Your body is made of water, which, contributes to moving electricity around your body. So your diet is very important when it comes to maintaining the strength of your electromagnetic field, because the weaker this field, the less impact you have on manifesting over matter and pulling things to you, and magnetically pulling people and, surroundings to you. It's a magnetic field. It pulls things to you. The right people, the right places. So eat fruits and vegetables as much as possible. Grounding, putting your feet in the soil, or in the earth. This will charge you. The earth is electromagnetic. This will strengthen the field, strengthen your body, strengthen your cells, put electricity in your body. Everything is just amazing when you ground, especially when you're stood under the sun as well. It's a double whammy. So grounding every day is important to keep the strength of your field up. So if you have a very weak field, you're just gonna, you're gonna attract negative people. You can sense it from a mile off. When you see a negative person, you don't even need to know them. You can just sense that they're very negative, very low vibration. You see it on their face. You feel it in their energy. It's a no-brainer. Energy doesn't lie, and this is because their field is so depleted because of the food, the thoughts, the emotions. They're so unattached from nature, and this is why it's so important to get back in touch with nature, back in touch with your body, and this will strengthen not only your field, but your mind and emotion will be better. So your diet plays a massive role. Grounding, very important. Proper thinking, being present. Your field is made out of your thoughts as well as your emotions. Being present is a very important one, because when you put your mental attention into the future or the past, you're giving energy to it. So when you are in the present, you retain energy. Okay, you don't give energy away by retaining energy, by being in the present. Proper thinking. This is a very important one. So thinking is energy, mental energy. Every thought is either, positively impacting you or negatively impacting you. So every negative thought that you think, you need to think 3 more positive ones to try and counteract and balance this out. And over periods of time, this will create you to, think positive. And you need positive thinking. You're just dragging yourself down. You're slowing the process of where you want to go in life just by negative thinking alone. You see, your external world it's not actually external. The world is within you. You're not in the world. The external world is within you. So therefore, your mind is like the controller of your external world, because you are a result of your thoughts. Where you are in your life now, where you are right now listening to this, is an effect and a direct manifestation of all the thoughts that you have thinked in the past. Think about that for a minute. You are where you are in life because of the thoughts that you have thinked. I bet you've never realized that. Every thought, every decision has contributed to where you are right now. Therefore, you change your thoughts, further down the line, you change your external world, you change your life. You change the way you think, you change the people around you. It's directly correlated. The mind is a reflection of your external world. So every thought has an emotion attached to it, and the emotion is energy in motion. We've gone over this, which contributes to your electromagnetic field. So your positive emotion is going to strengthen your electromagnetic field. And when this field is stronger, the more impact you have on matter, the more abilities you have to pulling people to you and places. Okay, so your heart knows everything. Your heart knows what is good and what is bad. When you go against the inner guide, the heart's voice, you're actually weakening your field. You're weakening your willpower, you're weakening your mind, you're weakening your electromagnetic field just by going against that inner guide. When you know you're doing something bad, you're not only, mentally going to suffer, you're going to suffer energetically and physically. Because what affects your electromagnetic field affects your body. So do not go against that inner guide. The people around you have a massive effect on your field. So when you interact with someone, there's a balancing out of the frequencies. Every frequency does this. It's called binaural beats. Every frequencies do this. When 2 frequencies meet, they harmonize and they balance. So if you're vibrating very high and you meet someone who's vibrating very low, when you meet, your vibrations will balance out. So yours will lower and his will rise to counteract, so to balance out. So that person is essentially taking your energy if they're vibrating lower than you. So it's important that you understand and be mindful of the people who are in your surroundings, because they're either taking your energy or giving energy to you and, contributing towards your life. It's so important that you change the people in your life. If you want to heal your body, stop talking to the people or don't chill with them as much if they just want to go out and eat Burger King every day. You see, it's not only physically are they going to take that, they're going to have, because their thoughts are in their electromagnetic field. So when you're around these people, you're gaining their thoughts, you're gaining their emotions. And this is why you feel so influenced. The word flu in influence. Because influence energy is like a flu. It's sticky. The people around are giving you energy, giving you thoughts, giving you emotions. So it's so important you keep clean-hearted people around you and people who contribute towards your life. If not, cut them out. If they're not contributing towards something in your life and you're not contributing something towards theirs, cut them out. Is it going to help you? No, then remove it. It's so important that you stick to this. So the people around you have an effect on your field. And like we say, the lower the field, the less impact you have on reality. The higher frequency you are, the more wave you are than matter. So I hope you learned a lot from this video. Three, conscious and the subconscious mind. This is so important to understand how the mind works and the two aspects of the mind. If you don't know this, your life is going to be hell. So make sure to listen and get your notepads out. So the conscious mind is the awareness. This is what you're aware of right now. You're listening to me. You're probably watching your phone or, laptop, something like that. Your five senses, your mental state, your awareness. This is all your awareness. What you're aware of. This is the 10% of your mind. Only 10% of your mind is what you're aware of, your consciousness. You're conscious. So, I know what I'm touching. I know what I'm aware of. I'm aware of my feelings, what I'm thinking. This part of the mind, what you consciously do, impresses the subconscious mind, which is 90% of your mind. Think about that. 90% of your mind, you are not aware of what is going on in that part of your mind. It's all there, but it's all in the background. The subconscious mind controls the systems in your body. So it is the mind that is telling your heart to beat, telling your lungs to breathe, telling your digestive system to digest food without you being conscious of it. So the subconscious mind is controlling every single system in your body and telling it to do its job. It's storing all of your memory, all of your paradigms, which are mental programs. Very, very, very important. These mental programs that you have are why you act the way you are, why you do certain things the way you do. All of these programs that you have generated throughout your life from the conscious mind. The conscious mind is picking up on your awareness and your surroundings. So when you were a child, between the age of 0 to 7, your subconscious mind was wide open to programming. Why? Because this is why by the age of 2 or 3 you start to speak. Because your subconscious mind is that wide open. You are literally sucking in every bit of information so you can progress in life, so you can start to talk, walk, and act as a human being. So between the age of 0 to 7, there are programs that are really, really, really deep rooted within your mind. And these programs are operating 90% of your mind. 90% of your mind, which is 90% of your thoughts, when your thoughts become your emotions and they become your actions. Everything in the subconscious is affecting your life, is manifesting. So the subconscious is not only created by these programs between the age of 0 to 7, you've also generated new programs and you're still creating them now. However, essentially, we are deeply rooted with the older programs. But you create programs with emotion and repetition. Emotion and repetition generate mental programs. Driving your car, changing gear, tying your shoelace. You don't have to think about doing these things. You can literally just do it on autopilot because your subconscious mind knows that program is there. So when you consciously think of tying your laces, bang, it's done. You don't have to think about it. The subconscious takes over and does it. So the subconscious is manifesting 90% of your daily basis actions, thoughts, and emotional state on a daily basis. So what's that mean? Much. And you need to change these programs. Okay? We're not going to go into this lesson, but the subconscious also sees, counts, and analyzes everything. For example, you go and past this sign. You're in a car, you drive past this sign at 6 o'clock in the morning on the way to work. 8 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock, or when you're driving back home, you have a random thought. Oh, I'd love a KFC. Because your mind, you might not have consciously been aware of it, but because of this sign was in your visual sight at 6 o'clock in the morning, later on that day, that subconscious mind has picked up because you started to feel hungry. And this was the first thing you seen that day. This is why it's called advertisement. Ment means mind. They're advertising to your mind and your subconscious. This doesn't really effectively work on the conscious mind, but it works on the subconscious. It lingers thoughts and images in your subconscious memory because of theta waves. When you wake up, an hour or two just after you wake up, your brain is producing theta waves, which is the waves where your subconscious mind has access, easy access. Theta wave is your mind is open to programming. So just before you go to sleep, and when you wake up, your brain's producing theta waves. And this is when your subconscious mind is wide open. This is why you need to be very careful. Never go on your phone when you wake up. Never scroll on TikTok or whatever. Don't do this stuff. The first thing you need to do when you wake up is say something positive and feel something positive. Do this every single day before you go to sleep and after you wake up. This will change your life. This will create positive impressions on your subconscious mind. Okay? It also, the conscious mind, it's like a cycle. The conscious mind, thoughts and emotions impresses the subconscious, and this will repeat. Then the whatever you put into the subconscious will then be put back onto the conscious. It's like a repeating cycle. Okay, so you need to understand this very, very deeply. You need to understand how powerful the subconscious mind is. This is the reason why you think your name is whatever, John, and this is why you wake up at a certain time. This is why you run the way you do. Everything is stored within the subconscious mind. Everything is in there. You identify yourself with the programs that are in your subconscious mind. And that's what the matrix is. The matrix, the system, is a program within your subconscious mind. This system doesn't truly exist. In the physical world, there's buildings and everything. There's only buildings. There's the government building. There's a government group. But what gives that power? The programs, the mind. This system only exists in our minds. We only need to go to school because our mind believes we need to go. We only go to jail because our mind believes this system. The matrix is a program within your subconscious, and so is your self-identity. Your self-identity is just a program within your subconscious mind. Higher faculties. You need to work on your imagination, will, intuition, memory, reason, and perception. This was in the first lesson. You need to work on these to access the subconscious mind. These are all part of your subconscious mind. You have to work on your will, especially your will and imagination, and your memory. They are the three very, very important faculties you need to work on. Can't stress enough how this is so powerful on your life and your subconscious mind. So, for example, I'm going to give you another example of how the subconscious mind affects your life. Let's say you were in a car crash. 20 years ago, you were in a car crash. You were going down the M6 in a red car. Someone flies around the corner, or someone smashes into the side of you. You really hurt your leg. Your leg's broken. Your arm's broken. You might have even seen a fellow passenger die. Okay, right? This was 20 years ago. Because you had a strong emotion that you felt that very traumatic, sad, painful emotion. That emotion that you thought had a very, very big punch on your subconscious mind. And this is why, if you think about that moment, that traumatic moment that you've experienced when you were younger, you can recall that moment so vividly, like you were there. Like you could remember the taste, the smell. You could remember every little detail about that moment. Why? Because of the impression of your emotions. Because of the strong emotion you felt punched your subconscious and says, you're never going to ever forget that. Memory. What did I say in the beginning? You don't have good or bad emotion. You don't have good or bad memories, just strong or weak ones, depending on how deeply you impressed your subconscious mind with that emotion. Okay. Therefore, I've just given you the secret to success. The secret to your manifestation is emotion. Your emotions are not what you've been taught. Emotions are not something that is reactive. They should not be reactive. Okay? Your emotions are something that are given to you so you can manifest. Your emotions are a creational force. Emotion, energy in motion. Your emotions are energy in motion. And these emotions are impressed in your subconscious mind. And that's another thing. Whatever you think in your subconscious, whatever you think is true. Whatever you think is true in your subconscious mind. Whatever you think and whatever you say and whatever you feel is truth to your subconscious mind. Remember, the subconscious mind is manifesting 90% of your thoughts and daily actions. Therefore, if you call someone an idiot, if you feel like death, you feel bad, you feel sad, you're telling your subconscious mind that's what you want. If you call someone an idiot, you're telling your subconscious mind that is what you are, because the subconscious doesn't know anyone else but you. Only knows you. It only knows yes. Yes, 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 yes. I want this, I want this, I want this. That is all it does. If you think a negative thought, you're telling your subconscious, I want that. If you feel a negative emotion, you're telling your subconscious, I want that. And it will manifest it. And that's why you need to control your mind. You have to control your mind and emotions and what you say. Okay? Very, very important, people. So remember, when you were in that traumatic moment, going back to the car crash, right? When you were in that traumatic moment, because you experienced that moment, it still affects you today. Because you had that car crash and you felt that such negative and traumatic emotion, it's still affecting you today because you'll be conscious of whose car you get in. I won't get in certain cars with him because this might happen because of that. Or you might not even go in a car at all because of that event. That is how the subconscious mind manifests into 90% of your daily basis behaviors. Every program you have is having an effect on your decision making, your actions and thoughts. This is why you need to heal childhood traumas through meditations. We'll go over that. You need to heal the subconscious. You need to let go from these programs and create your own programs. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Go and watch the next one. Lesson 4. Programming the subconscious mind. This is so important, people. You have to reprogram the programs that are in your mind. Everything is true in the subconscious mind. This is why the ancients had the golden rule: treat others like you want to be treated. Because if I go, like I said in the other video, if I go and call you an idiot, I'm calling my subconscious mind an idiot, which will then telling my subconscious that is what I want. So remember, it is impressed by emotion and repetition. These are the two main ways the subconscious mind is reprogrammed. Repetition. You tie your shoelaces every single day. You know how to do it. You know how to change gear in your car. This is repetition. You have created a program through this repetition. And emotion, the traumatic event that you had when you were young, you can remember that program. You can remember that day like it was today, very, very, very vividly, because of the strong emotion that you felt together. Well, you felt at that point, which then created a mental program which manifests into your daily basis behavior, thought patterns, and actions. Old habits are programs. This is why you're trying to create your new life. You're trying to break your old habits. The reason why you're not breaking your old habits is because that habit is a program itself. That it has to manifest. It's so hard not for it to manifest, because it's part of the mind's automatic system. The mind has an automatic system which is running your body on autopilot. The subconscious is running your body's organs. It's telling your heart to beat on autopilot. That habit you have is an autopilot program. Therefore, you have to change this programming by accessing the subconscious mind and rewriting these programs through, like I said, repetition and emotion. Repetition and emotion, combining these two methods, will reprogram your subconscious mind. And when is the subconscious mind most accessible? 1 hour when we wake up and just before we go to sleep. Your brain is producing theta waves. It doesn't have to be then when these two are, it doesn't have to be when you wake up or when you go to sleep. You can also create theta waves when you access deep meditation. Deep meditation. So you have to do these every single day as much as you can. Doesn't have to be when you wake up, doesn't have to be before you go to sleep. Whenever you get time or whenever your conscious mind floats over the idea of doing it, do it. Repeat affirmations constantly as much as you can. And I mean every second of the day if you have to. Whenever you get the time, mentally say it, physically say it. Get these affirmations done as much as possible to reprogram that subconscious. It has to be in present tense. The subconscious does not know the future, does not know the past. It only knows now. It only knows you, doesn't know anyone else, and it only knows now. You and now is only This is the only thing the subconscious mind knows. And everything is true in the subconscious. Therefore, thinking, feeling, and saying I am affirmations. It has to be in the present tense. You have to claim as if you are what you are saying. If you want financial freedom, say money is coming in constantly on a daily cycle or whatever, or I am financially free. Money is coming in. I am happy. I am healed. I am healthy. Whatever you are trying to manifest, believe it is true. Say it is true and feel it is true on a daily basis as much as possible. Most effectively in the mornings and at nighttime and in deep meditation. Every single morning, as soon as you wake up, it's the first thing that should be on your mind is reprogramming the subconscious mind. Is feeling the emotion of that life you want, feeling the emotional state of your desire, rich, free, or happy, affirming your desire, listening to repeated affirmations. Download an app on your phone, whatever, voice recorder, whatever it is, download an app. Record yourself saying, I am affirmations, I am healthy, I am rich, money flows into my life abundantly. And listen to this every single morning. Every single morning for half an hour, 10 minutes, whatever. Do it every single morning as much as you can. And while you're listening to them, mentally say them. And while you're listening to them. Feel as if they are true constantly, as much as possible. You have to do this to reprogram the mind. And don't keep changing the affirmations. Listen to the same ones over and over and over and over again. And I'm telling you, you will know the affirmations off by heart. And it'll be that deeply rooted in your subconscious. You will literally think about it constantly. Once it's in the subconscious, once you have this deep new program of you feeling wealthy or feeling healthy or wealthy or healed, it has to manifest. Because what happens? The programs are manifesting 90% of your daily basis behavior. So if you create a program where you already feel like money is rolling in more than ever, or you are healed, that will manifest into 90% of your thought patterns, 90% of your actions, and 90% of your daily basis behavior. And it will be subconsciously. You won't even know you are acting upon this program because it's in the automatic system of your mind. This is how powerful this is. So if you create a program on, let's say you want to be financially free and you've created a program, a memory, a paradigm, because you've been saying these affirmations and you've been thinking and feeling about this desired reality, guess what? You will be taking action according to that program. You will think the thoughts. You will do the things that person does of that reality. And you won't even know. This is how powerful it is. You have to do this. Mirrors are very, 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 very powerful. You have to stay aware of what you're thinking, feeling into a mirror because it's a direct reflection. Be very careful what you're saying to mirrors and never ever say anything negative into a mirror. Okay? Meditation. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply in through the nose until your lungs are full. Then exhale slowly out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring all of your attention to the present moment and lose track of thoughts, environment, stress, if you're trying to fall asleep. As if you're trying to fall asleep. So if a thought, because this will happen, thoughts will appear, then you just have to remove it. Thoughts will keep trying to appear into your conscious mind when you're trying to meditate. Bring your awareness to the present moment, and if a thought comes, remove it. And this will keep happening. Thoughts or little words or little voice will come, just remove it. Keep removing it. And once you repeat this process, you'll gain a meditative state, a sleepish state. Your body become relaxed, the body will start to sleep, but your mind will be aware, your conscious mind will be aware. Now bring all of your attention to the emotion you would feel as if you've got what you wanted. Feel that reality that you have, that you wanted. Feel the financial free, the freeness. Feel it. Feel as if you've already got it. Feel as if there is millions in the bank. Feel as if you are healed. Feel as if you are running around happy. Or whatever emotion it is of that desired reality that you want. Use your will to hold this emotional state. Like I said, the will is so important. You have to work on your will and imagination. They are very important. Use your will to hold this emotional state. Now you have to bring in your imagination, which is another higher faculty you need to work on. Imagine yourself being the person you want to become. What would you be wearing? Where are you? What would you look like? What would you smell like? Imagine, if you want to become financially free, imagine you are on a beach. Imagine you had the financial freedom. You had the freedom of traveling around the world. What would that feel like? Imagine the place that you'd be. Imagine what you'd be wearing. Feel the emotion, your emotional state, and imagine it. Hold this thought and emotion for as long as you can and experience the life you want. And I'm telling you, you do this over and over and over, combining this with the affirmations on a daily basis. I promise you, you will reprogram the subconscious mind that deeply. Your life will change. Not only your life, it will start to steep into your emotions. It will creep on your actions, not your emotions. This program will creep onto your actions and you won't even know you're acting according to this program that you've created. And before you know it, you're working this hard towards this life, it will show up in your life. But like I said, cause and effect. You have to take action on this program. You have to take action on these thoughts towards your goals. You can't sit around meditating and affirmating every day. But I promise something will happen to trigger this program. You will make the right decision. You will go the right place at the right time and meet someone, or you will have a conversation with someone and something will pop up in your mind and you can that is it. Your life will change. This is so important. Affirmations and meditation on a daily basis will reprogram your subconscious mind. You can heal, you can manifest, you can attract, you can do whatever you want. You can get rid of depression like this, anything you want. Tell your subconscious mind you already have it. The stronger the emotion you feel, the more impact it's going to have in your subconscious. You have to do this, people. This is a very, very, very important part of manifesting is the subconscious mind. Thank you all. Lesson 7, frequency, vibration, and the law of attraction. This is so important. All of these lessons are important. So get your notepads out, take down some notes, because this one is a major one. So like we said before, everything is vibration. Everything is a vibration. Everything is a frequency. Everything is made out of light. Light is vibrating at a certain frequency. And within the realms of energy, the way how it works is that you attract what you put out. So you are what you eat. You are what you think. Whatever you put out is what you are going to get back. So it's like praying. If you pray from a place of negativity and suffering, you will get more back. You have to believe and become the frequency of what you want. Everything you already want exists as a state of frequency. Think about that. The thing that you want is a thought. Everything is a thought. Everything exists as a thought. What you want is a specific frequency. And you can experience that frequency before you even have it, before you even achieve it. You can become one with that frequency, with your mind and emotions. And this is the power of your mind. The power of your mind is that it can tune itself to anything, anything. So you can tap into the frequency mentally and emotionally before you have something. And this is how you become the frequency and attract it to you. Like I said, whatever energy you put out, you get back. So if you become that frequency, you're going to influence magnetic fields, which is magic, mag. You're influencing magnetic fields, which is magic, through frequency, through thoughts and emotion. Your present results are a reflection of your vibration. You only attract what you are. Everyone in your external world is a result of your vibration. And your vibration is a result of your thoughts and emotions. The people around you are on a similar vibrational wavelength as you. So if you meet someone, for example, you walk down the street and you meet someone, and you're two complete opposite people, you're not going to resonate with that person. Why? Because his mindset and your mind are resonating on two different frequencies, so opposite that you cannot clash together. You can't come together. You might not hate that person. His ideology, his thoughts, his beliefs, his loves and things he does, things he likes is all a frequency in his mind. And your mind is the complete opposite. Therefore, you will not become one with that person. The people around you have similar interests, similar likes, similar things to you, and that is a frequency in the realm of your mind. Everything began in the mind. It mirrors reality. I've told you this many times. So if you look at this room, everything you see in this room did not just appear there physically. It began in someone's mind. Someone thought of the lampshade. Someone thought of this design. Someone thought of this design of the sofa. And then someone thought to place it there. So everything is a result of mind. Mind is the first cause of everything. You're going to hear this a lot in this course because it's so true. Your life is a result of your mind. Your mind is your biggest tool. It's an infinite, limitless tool that you can use to manifest anything you want in your life. All you have to do is fill your mind with what you want. Tunnel vision. You have to fill your mind with what you desire and what you want, and it will come true. If you think and feel, if you believe it, if you fill your mind with belief and just that one thing, it will come true. It has to, because your life is a result of your thoughts. So everything you see in this room is all a manifestation of someone's invisible mind. Out of darkness comes the light. Your mind's the darkness, the physical realm's the light. You manifest things out of the darkness into the light. You see? So everything is a state of vibration, and we can tap into these vibrations through the mind. You control your mind, you control your reality. And this is all to do with vibration, the law of attraction. Because when you become frequencies, you attract that frequency back. This is how it all works. If you become a certain emotion, you're going to attract certain people around you that are on that vibration. Okay? Your mind is like a radio. You tune into different frequencies. Okay? You attract what you come one with. Whatever you become one with, that is what you attract. That is what you become. So it's important to keep your mind on high frequencies, to keep your emotions on high frequencies, on elevated states of emotion, elevated people, elevated thoughts. Because whatever you think and whatever you feel, you're becoming that vibration. And that is what will come to you. Common mistakes when coming to manifesting your desired reality. So the first one, consistency. If you are not consistent, you're not going to get anywhere in life. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what goal you have and how you think you're going to achieve it. It's not going to happen unless you have consistency. And how do you have consistency? And that is discipline. You have to create routine and rhythm within your life. There is daily cycles. We live in cycles. There is day and night. There is winter. There is summer. Every year there is a cycle. This is telling you that you need to create a cycle and a rhythm, a wave within your life. You have to do this. You have to do the exercises. You have to think and feel on a daily basis positive. You have to be consistent. And when you are not consistent, this is when failure comes. You know, you have to try. You have to keep pushing through, because every step is a stepping stone. You know, you can't just go from the now to your goal because you won't be mentally prepared anyway. You have to take the steps necessary every day to build that mind that you want, to build that reality that you want. So it comes down to consistency. Every day when you wake up, every day when you go to sleep, do the meditation, do the visualization, do whatever you can possible on a daily basis. You have to fill your mind with that manifestation. The second mistake, negative framing. Negative framing. The negative mindset is, you have to remove that mindset where you're blaming other people. Blaming others other than yourself. It is the reason you are where you are is because of you and your thoughts. You are in the life, where you are in life is a result of your thoughts. There is no other reason. It's because of you. Okay? So if you're trying to change this, you have to change this negative mentality. You have to see things as positive. You have to see the lesson and the good in every single moment. Even if the worst thing ever happened to you, there is always a positive in everything. There are always two sides to everything. You have day and the night. You have the left arm and the right arm. There is two sides to every single situation. There is a positive to every single situation. So instead of drowning in your sorrows and drowning in negativity, which will then just ruin your life and ruin your mind and ruin your emotions and ruin connections with people, you have to stay positive. You have to stay positive. Keeping the positive mindset, thinking about the positive, about the bad situation that you just had. Well, what are the positives? Let's say, I don't know, let's say your car has broken down. Yes, this is negative, but what's the positive? You might gain a connection with someone. You might, you could meet someone in the garage when you're getting it fixed. There's always a positive. That's not the best example, but there's always a positive. Okay? Doesn't matter what it is. You need to get out of the negative mindset, the negative framing. Okay? Impatience. Manifestation is not overnight, people. This is what you need to understand. You are not magically going to wake up tomorrow with whatever you want. It doesn't work like that. Okay? Impatience is a form of not understanding. You have to understand how everything takes time, everything takes energy. You have to give energy to receive things back. So let's say you wanted that desire. Let's say you wanted that financial freedom and you wanted that business. And let's say you get that tomorrow. everything you could ever want, you get it all tomorrow morning, right? You would lose that business or whatever it was, but in the time of a week, you would lose it all. Why? Because you haven't built that mindset of what it takes to run that life. Okay, your mind is not prepared, your body is not prepared, your energy is not prepared to take on that life. Okay, so you have to go through the consistency, you have to go through the discipline, you have to go through all of the steps in order for your mind and your body to function in that reality. This is the issue. Everyone wants things by the next day. That's not reality. You will lose it all. You have to build up to it. You have to take the steps up to that level. Or else if you get to that level without taking them steps, you're going to fall just as, if not, you're going to fall quicker than you got there. Because your mind, your body is not prepared. You have to build that mentality through the patience. And that patience will create you. It will create, your discipline. It will create who you are, and you'll be proud of it when you reach that manifestation, when you reach that goal. And to be honest with you, when you reach them goals, you're not going to be happy. It's in human nature. You will never, ever be happy. Yes, you're going to be happy. I'm not saying you're not going to be happy, but you will be happy, of course, but it's not as if you think it is. When you reach that goal, it feels like, well, what now? The stairs never end in life. You will never, ever be satisfied of what you want, whatever it is that you want to manifest. If you want to be healthy, you will never, ever stop working towards that health. You will always want to be healthier. If you want to become financially free, you will always want more and more and more. And if you think you won't, trust me, you will. It's human nature. Yes, you should be happy and pleasurable of what you have. You should be grateful of what you have now, of course, but you will never be satisfied. There is something in your core which loves building. You are always at your happiest when you are building something, when you're creating, when you are manifesting. And this is why there's a lot of issues today. It's because people are not building on their lives, on aspects of themselves. You have to build on yourself, or else you will fall into depression. Okay? You have to build. You have to create. This is what you are. Your mind needs to create. Your mind is a creative force. It's not visible. It's invisible. The mind's completely spiritual. It's not seen by the two eyes, but it is a creative force. And when it's not creating, this is when mental health comes in. You have to gain a creational essence about you. You have to build on your life. And this comes with patience. The patience is the most important thing ever, because it teaches you the lesson. And the next thing is not taking action. If you sit there just meditating and thinking and feeling all day, your manifestation is not going to come. Well, it depends. Of course, this depends. If you're on health, yes, you can sit there meditating, and if you're trying to heal your body, and this is like the health, you're trying to heal your body, yes, you can sit there and meditate a lot and feel positive and think positive. This will help your body, definitely. However, if you're not taking action on eating the correct food, not going under the sun, not grounding your feet in the ground, you're not going to gain the best results. You have to take action. It's not just about the mind. See, the mind is, let's say, it's 50-50. I wouldn't even say that. It's probably about 30% mind, 70% action. It's all about the action, the energy, the time that you are putting in, the sacrifice that you are putting in to manifest what you want. It's all about the energy. Yes, the mind is very important when it comes to this, because when you train your subconscious mind to believe it has something, yes, this will turn into your thoughts. Because if you create a mental program on, for example, building a business or you're financially free, your subconscious mind is communicating with your conscious mind and putting that program into your conscious mind. How? By through your thought. You'll think differently. So let's say you did create that program on becoming financially free. This will seep into your thoughts and how you become financially free, how you could do the business, how you could do this, how you could contact that person. It mingle. You see, your subconscious and your conscious are always talking to each other, and the programs are always communicating with your conscious mind. So yes, it's important training the mind. That's the most crucial part, but also taking action on the thoughts, taking action. Even if it doesn't work, you're learning. Okay. You have to take action on what you want. If you're not taking action, you will not get anything out of it. It's all about putting energy into something. The more energy you put in, the more you will get out. It's that simple. The harder you train in the gym, the bigger you will get, the stronger you will get. It is that simple. It's all a mind game. Everything about the mind. Muscle. If you see someone who's muscly, and if you are muscly yourself, or you are in good shape, all of that mental stress is manifested in muscle. You see how mind manifests matter? All of that mental energy, that mental attention, all of that mental stress that you've gone through in the gym is manifested physically into your body. And isn't that amazing? And it's the same with your external world, not just your body. It's the same with your business or whatever it is. You have to give it your all. You have to give all the time and attention and energy. It's tunnel vision. Your mind should not be focused on anything else. You should be straight tunnel vision, straight forward. That is it. You should fill your mind only on the things that count and benefit your life, mentally, spiritually, and physically. You need to balance them all out. Okay? So you have to fill the mind and take action on the mind. Mirror magic. This is all to do with mirrors and how you should treat mirrors in yourself. See, mirrors not only just reflect your vision and yourself, they reflect what you say, what you speak, and what you feel. They reflect energy. Okay? So it's important that you are saying the correct things and feeling the correct things in front of mirrors, because mirrors reflect back to you everything you say into them. They are a great tool you can use to reprogram your subconscious mind. Now, the good thing with this, you can do this when you brush your teeth. You can do this every time you see yourself in a mirror. You see, what you say into a mirror is also being reflected back to you, which is then reflected back to the mirror and done infinite amount of times. It infinitely reflects what you think and say and feel. So if you say a negative thing into a mirror, or you say, I am ugly, this is just going to constantly reflect back between you and the mirror and quickly and rapidly reprogram your subconscious mind. So it's important that you say the correct things in front of mirrors. Okay? Mirrors are a very powerful tool to change your mind and to manifest things. So if you get yourself hyped up, you think and feel and you say the things, your affirmations into the mirror, this is a very powerful way to become that frequency. Okay, it's all about giving high energy. Work yourself up, give energy to these affirmations that you say, and never entertain any negative thought, any negative emotion into mirrors, because mirrors are what are reflecting back to you. Okay, this is a very, very important lesson, because a lot of people are used to, doubting themselves in the mirrors and stuff like that. So you've got to make sure that you say very positive into mirrors and say, think, and feel very positive things. And this will reflect back to you in energetic wise, and you're reprogramming your subconscious. You need to realize every word that you are speaking is an affirmation. Every word is contributing to frequency, and that frequency is penetrating the ether, the quantum field, your body, and molding your mind. So you need to be careful and specific with the words that you are saying at all times, because they have the power of life or death. So when you speak an affirmation or a statement, you need to make sure that you are speaking in present tense. The reason for this is because the subconscious mind does not know the future or the past. It only knows the now, and it only knows you. And because it only knows you, you have to speak to it. And every time you speak, you are speaking to it, and you are molding it, you are programming it with the words that you speak and the words that you hear. So even to the people you speak to, if you call someone else a name, your subconscious mind is going to pick this up and think that you are speaking about yourself. This is why you need to speak to other people with care and with positivity, because you're helping them and helping you. So you need to make sure that every word is contributing to your mind, contributing and positively going to impact your mind and your vibration. So be very careful the words that you say. So when you say statements and affirmations, you want to make sure they're in the present tense, which is I am, I have. Okay. So let's say you want financial freedom, you say I am financially free. And if you say I want financial freedom or I will have financial freedom, it's not as powerful. You need to use the present tense. You need to trick the subconscious mind that you already have it and that you already possess. And this means you become that frequency. And you become that mind. You become that person. So the way I did it was that I recorded. I downloaded an app on my phone, a voice recording app, and I'd said affirmations into it I listened to it every day. It was just different affirmations about what I wanted. I am affirmations. And I listened to them as much as I can. I didn't just do it in the mornings. I'd listen to it every single morning, every single night, guaranteed. But whenever I had time or whenever my mind was free, I would say them. I would state them. I would become them. You need to become the words that you are saying. You need to have emotion behind them when you say affirmations. And I just repeated them as much as possible on a daily basis and filled my mind with these words to create the program in the subconscious. And it's so important you do this, because this is a massive effect, and it's a form of magic. Just literally creating a program in your mind is a form of magic, and you will see it slowly seeps into your life. It doesn't just appear one day. It slowly seeps into your life before your eyes, and you won't even realize. And one day you'll be realizing, wow, this is what I dreamed for. This is what I've been manifesting. And you won't realize. It just slowly comes into your life. It becomes one with your life, whatever you're trying to manifest. So yes, make sure they're in the present tense and you are saying them with emotion. Do them every single morning when your brain is in theta. Because when you wake up, your brain is producing theta waves or theta waves, which means your subconscious mind is wide open to programming. So you need to make sure that you're saying them then. And this is also your brain is also in theta waves just before you go to sleep. So sometimes I would listen to them over and over. I'd have them on repeat whilst I sleep, and I'd wake up and I'd still listen to them. You need to get these words that ingrained in your mind and these statements that ingrained in your mind that it rewires your brain and it rewires your whole DNA in your body, and it will slowly seep into your life. Okay, this is a very powerful technique. So what are sigils? Sigil is a symbol, same thing. And it represents something corresponding with your mind. So, for example, without you even seeing the letters, this object, well, this shape corresponds with something within your mind that associates with that shape that you see. So the symbol for Nike, everyone knows it's Nike, even without it saying Nike. It's because this symbol has been associated with something that our minds recognize. So symbols speak to our mind and subconscious mind. Okay, and within us and around us are the other planes: astral, mental, and etheric, and physical. So this symbol, right, the Nike symbol, carries energy. Why does it carry energy? It's because all of the collective minds that have seen this symbol have a collective thought and associations within their minds that associate beliefs with this symbol. So another way to see this is this symbol is speaking to you energetically and metaphorically to your right hemisphere and your mind. So the collective minds, this is very hard for me to express and teach this, because we're talking about something metaphysical within the mind. There's not many words, it's hard to describe. So a symbol carries mental energy. Mental belief, mental awareness is energy. So all of the collective minds have a belief about this symbol. They know what this symbol represents in their minds, and this carries energy. So if you go and wear this symbol, you are associating yourself with the energy. You are carrying that energy. Okay? So that's how symbols are very powerful. They carry energy because when someone sees you with that symbol on, they associate you with their mental belief system on that symbol. So you can create symbols yourself. What you have to do is create a sigil, something simple, easy to remember. Okay? You got to make sure it's very easy to remember, because you're going to have to imagine this symbol as well. Create a sigil, like a triangle with whatever in, and give it a mental belief. So every time you see this symbol, or it could even be a letter, you could even use something so simple. Whenever you see this, it's going to remind you of that belief that you have with that symbol. And what you need to do is create it on a piece of paper or a bay leaf, draw it, and give it mental attention. Hover your hand over it and give it a charge. Imagine this symbol glowing and give it the belief, give it the intent. It's all about your intention with the symbol. Okay? And you want to keep this symbol on you at all times. And when you do meditations, when you enter deep states of meditations or manifesting meditations, you can, instead of thinking about the reality you want, you could think about the symbol. This is a very good way to visualize. If you're not very good at visualizing a full reality of yourself in a world somewhere else with whatever you want or whatever you want to manifest, if you can't imagine in detail, this is a good practice. Imagining a symbol and holding your mental energy, your mental awareness and attention on that symbol. And you are associating mental energy with that symbol. And it will become bigger and stronger and stronger. And it will impress your subconscious mind. You want to give this symbol emotional energy as well. And then what you could also do with this symbol, or words, you can even use words. I am, I achieved, I have, underneath water, because water holds memory. Because when you speak to plants, which take in water, if you say love to one plant and hate to the other, the love plant will grow bigger and the hate plant will die off. It's because it's all to do with frequency. So if you write good words on a piece of paper or a sigil and put it under the water glass, it will impress them energy frequency codes into the water, and then you drink the water. And this is all helping and contributing towards getting you towards that frequency of what you want. giving that energy. It's all about filling your mind with that what you want to manifest. You have to find a way to fill your mind as much as possible with what you have, what you want to have. It's about tricking the mind, about something you already have. So you can do this with the sigils. You can do this with, prayer, meditation, all of these different things. You want to employ them into your life. Every time you drink water, you want to impress them, speak into the water. Make the water vibrate on the frequency that you want and then drink it. Okay, this is very important. You have to find every single way to get yourself to that frequency by filling your mind with what you already have, what you want to manifest, by believing in your mind you already have it, and filling your spirit with that energy. By giving your electromagnetic field that frequency, you becoming that frequency. It's all about maintaining that frequency and that mindset, and it will reflect into your external world. So you want to find all these different ways and do them as much as possible. So to go over that again, create a sigil, just draw it, give it mental attention, mental energy. You can visualize it in meditation, or you can put it underwater, keep it on you at all times, and whenever you see that symbol, think about what you have, what you want, and this will all contribute towards manifesting. Lesson number 11, prayer and emotions. Prayer is not something that we should be begging for, you see, because it all comes from a point of vibration and energy. So let's say you are praying, something bad happened to you, and you are praying for, something better to come to you, or a better circumstance. But because you are praying from a place of negativity and a place of suffering, you are giving out that suffering and negative energy outwards, and you will receive more. Okay, so make sure when you pray, it says this in the Bible. It says, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have it, and it will be yours. Because you have to think and feel as if you already have something, so that you become that vibrational energy. When you match that frequency, you receive things based on that frequency. And this is what emotions come in. Believing is about emotion, being. A being is when you become something, and you become something by feeling it with your emotions. So emotions are actually a creational force that was given to us so that we can manifest and attract things magnetically to our lives. So emotions should not be reactive. We should be using our emotions to attract things to us through prayer. So emotions can be used reversibly. We can use this law of emotions. So let's say let's say you really want financial freedom. When you have that money, it gives you the emotion of feeling free. And you can reverse this. Okay? Even if you don't have the money, you can feel that emotion, which will still attract the money. Because you are being that emotion, you are becoming that vibration. And this will impress your subconscious mind. As we talked about in reprogramming the subconscious mind, it gets impressed by emotion. Emotion is what impresses the mind and creates these mental programs, which then create our daily basis behavior. So by becoming the frequency, by becoming the emotion and feeling it every day, you attract that frequency. You attract that. You are becoming it before you even have it physically. See, everything begins in the mind, as always. And this is why when you pray, you want to make sure that you are imagining that you already have it. Okay? Or let's say someone, let's say someone cuts you in traffic. If someone cuts you in traffic, you shouldn't sit there going crazy and calling them names. You should bless that person. You should say, have an amazing day, or whatever. Just say it in your mind. Instead of saying the negative things, give out the positive. Bless the person, and you will receive more back. It's all these little things that have an effect on your mind. All the little things, the little comments, the little thoughts, you need to remove all of these little negative ones and replace them and transmute them into positive. And you will see more and more things take place in your life which will contribute towards your manifestation. So when you pray, make sure you do it once a day, or once or twice a day, or as much as possible, thinking and feeling that you already have it. Don't ask for something, believe you have the something with your emotions. Your emotions should be used to attract, to become. Hello, welcome to lesson number 1 of Manifestation Mastery 2.0. So the first lesson we're going to be getting into is the 7 universal laws. You need to obey these laws and operate your life within these laws so that you can maximize your manifestation. Now, what you need to realize is that you are manifesting at all times. You are manifesting now with what you are thinking, what you are doing. Everything is manifestation. But when you choose to do this consciously, you can get anything you want in your life. Think of it like this. When you're playing a video game, GTA for example, you level up your character. You are not the body, you're not the person in the game, you are the intelligence behind that body. You are this invisible intelligence which is a creating force. It manifests everything. You are a microcosm of God, a creator. You're a manifester. You can take non-physical thoughts and produce that into a physical world, material world. So this is the mindset you need to adapt. So the first universal law is the law of mentalism. Okay, mentalism, everything is mind. There is one substance in the universe, and that substance is mind. Me, you, are mind. We are the same substance. Yes, we are in a different physical form, a different physical body. However, the mind, the substance that makes your intelligence, is the exact same. The mind is the universe. Everything is the universe. Matter and mind are one. So the mind is cause. You are not the mind, though. This is what you need to understand. You are the soul, which is the observer of the mind. You are the one listening to the mind. You are the one behind the mind. However, without the mind, nothing can exist. There's no understanding. There's no intelligence. The soul is the consciousness, the observer, the awakeness, the conscious. The mind is the intelligence of your consciousness, your awareness. So mind is cause. Mind is the one substance. Good and bad are the same thing. Now let me break this down. Good and bad are two opposing things, right? But it's the same. They're 2 degrees of the same substance. Now, what do I mean? Hot and cold are different degrees of the same substance, and that substance is mind, perception. Your perception is what is giving it a degree, is it good or bad, but it's one. Everything is one. Everything is all mind. Mind is the only substance in the universe. Okay? How to apply this principle? Discipline the mind. As we believe in our mind, so it be. We need to control our thoughts. We need to be mentally prepared, and mentally engaged, but not letting our emotions take over, because we are emotional as well as mental. The mind is the root cause of everything. Before you kick a football, a decision is made within your mind. Before you do anything, it's all in the mind first. The phone you have, the car that you have, is all designed. The buildings around you was all an image. It was all an imagination. It was a seed in someone's mind before they manifested it physically. So you need to use your mind properly by disciplining the mind. Disciplining the mind is the most powerful thing you can do in your life. Controlling your thoughts. Control where your attention goes, your mental attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you're controlling your life, controlling your mind, you're controlling your life, your physical life. Okay? So be aware of where you are. Be aware of your mental state and emotional state and change it. You can change your mind. You are choosing to feel depressed. You are choosing to feel happy. You are choosing to entertain these thoughts within your mind. So the higher faculties of your mind. Imagination. Work on your imagination. If you can't, if there's no screen in your mind, then you have no imagination. Every single one of you should have a clear screen in your mind where you can pull anything you want into that screen. If I say think of an apple, there should be there should be an apple in your mind somewhere. This is imagination. You see, the mind operates on the highest planes of existence. The mind is not a physical thing. It's the thing controlling this physical form and manipulating this physical external world. Mind is the controlling substance. So imagination, work on your imagination, people. This will do this will have a great impact on your manifestation when we get into the exercises. You need imagination. You need it. You can't live without imagination. You can't manifest properly without it. So you can use your imagination, practice it every day, visualize things in your mind. Will. The will allows you to hold one idea on the screen of your mind. So this is where willpower comes in. How long can you hold this imaginational thought? How long can you hold this image on the screen in your mind? Will is a massive, massive tool, not just manifesting, not just doing all of this, in all aspects of life. You see, what I'm teaching is a lifestyle. This is not just, you can do this overnight. This is a lifestyle. You need to be doing this stuff every day, mentally progressing. When you mentally progress, you spiritually and physically progress. So you change your mind, you change your external world. So work on your willpower. Cut the dead food. Cut out all of the negativity and stick and have a strong willpower. And stick to your word. That is your will. Stick to your willpower. And like I say, practice imagination and do it for long periods of time. This will also help your willpower. Intuition. Intuition is the small voice inside your head that speaks your truth. It also gives you the ability to pick up on other people's thoughts and to read their energy. Intuition. The first thing when you walk into a room, you get an intuitive vibe. The vibe is a vibration of the atmosphere. Use your intuition to guide you in your life. Use your intuition to follow that path, because that intuition is taking you to the path that you're supposed to be on. Okay, so use your intuition. Memory. There's no such thing as a bad memory. There are only weak and strong memories, like a muscle. You can develop your memory by phenomenal degree through exercise. Exercise your memory. Recall things. At the end of the day, go throughout your day backwards. So when you got into bed, go through everything you did in your day backwards. Remember what you did the whole day backwards. And this will create new neural pathways in your brain, and it will exercise memory. You need to work on all of these. Reason. Reason is another one. Reason is what we use to think, to analyze, compare, and evaluate ideas. Reason is the ability to think, choose what information we accept, stir up, and use to come up with a brand new idea. What is the reason? What's the true reason behind what you want to manifest into your life? Is it coming from a place of negativity? Is it coming from a place of positivity? Is it coming from a good or evil place? You need to seek deep inside of you and truly ask why you want this in your life. Is it coming from something? Is it coming from a childhood trauma? Is it coming from a self insecurity? Reason is a big one. You should only be manifesting things that are positive, that will have a positive impact on yourself and the people around you and the consciousness and the collective consciousness and to the earth. It should not be a selfish thing. Reason is a good one because it's important. It's important because if you go and manifest something that came from negativity, it will only amplify that negative reason inside of you. Let's say you wanted to do something like you wanted to get rich, but it came from a negative place. Okay, it came from a negative place. The reason why you want it was very negative. You wanted to just flex on people and stuff like that, right? That will amplify. When you become successful, it will amplify that reason and you will become pretty much an idiot. So make sure the reason's right. Perception. Your perception is your point of view. It controls what you become aware of in your environment and how you choose to see it. Your perception is your reality. You have to be aware that there are people's perceptions are all going to be different. You shouldn't let that affect your internal world. You need to come from a positive perception and a balanced perception. Everything is neutral. Everything is balance. You choose, your mind chooses whether it is positive or negative. So your perception of things is what you need to change. You need to come from a balanced point. Don't let the external world affect your internal world. Your perception should be neutral. Shouldn't be good or bad. It should be neutral at all times, and try and neutralize and balance your perception on things. Your mind is the decider of your perception, a good or bad perception. The next universal law is the law of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. The outer world is a reflection of your inner world. This is so important, people. This is so important. You cannot go through life without knowing this deeply and understanding this. The friends you have, the car you have, the phone you have, all of the things you possess is a direct manifestation of all of the collective thoughts you've thought in the past. Where you are in life is a direct reflection of the thoughts you have thought in the past. You are here right now because of the thoughts that you thought in the past. The car you have, everything you have is a reflection of what you thought and what you've acted on. You have acted on them thoughts and you are here right now because of that. What is inside of you manifests outside of you. Not just on a macro scale, on a micro scale. So like I always talk about how the body is the image of the stars and we are God made flesh. Everything is us. What is outside of the world is inside of us. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. But I'm coming from a mental state here. Remember, the first law is mentalism. So you got to keep that in mind in every single one of these laws. The first one is mentalism. What happens in the mind happens outside of you in some way or another. Okay? The thoughts you think become your emotions that you feel. What happens in heaven happens in earth. What happens in the head, the thoughts, happens in the heart, which is earth. Heaven and earth. Whatever you think becomes an emotion, and that emotion influences your behavior, which will influence your action in the physical world. So therefore, if you think and feel that you are happy and rich, that will manifest into your external world, that will manifest into your behavior, that will manifest into your vibration and attract people in that similar vibration. You see? So we are the physical effect of the spiritual. Hold on, two secs, sorry, people. So yes, you need to understand this, people. You have to understand this. Connect with the inner self, connect with the divine consciousness inside. Okay? Use your mind to think and feel properly, and this will manifest into your external world. The friends you have are a manifestation of your internal world. Until you change your internal state, you will outgrow the people around you. And this is what happens. Law of vibration. Everything is vibrating. The speed of vibration depends whether on something appears solid, liquid, or gas. Every thought you think is a vibration. You don't think thoughts. You do not think thoughts. You receive thoughts based on the frequency that you are tapped into, based on the vibration that you are on. Now, what do I mean? This is why we call it a mindset. You set your mind to frequencies. So when you set mental attention on a thought that you've received, you are tapping into that vibration, and you will receive thoughts based upon that vibration. So that you set your mind to a frequency, you receive information and thoughts based upon that frequency, that vibration. So when you think, feel, and speak higher vibrational things, this manifests into your external world, because remember the law before, what happens inside happens outside of you. If you think, feel, and speak higher vibrational things, this will attract people on the same vibration. Okay? You do this positive thinking, positive affirmations, and remembering mind over matter. Mind manipulates matter. God is mind. Everything is mind. The universe is mind. You change your vibration, you change the people around you. They will sense this. Your friends will sense this. The people, when you start elevating your vibration and thinking positively and no longer entertain the negativity, your friends will sense this, and they will say that you've changed. But what you need to realize is what people say to you is a reflection of their internal state. So if someone's being negative to you, you've got to see that is a reflection of their negative internal state that they think about themselves. What you say negative to someone else is something deep down that you see within yourself. As within, so without. As above, so below. The law of polarity. Everything has two poles, good and evil, love and hate, attraction, disconnection. All the opposing forces are actually the same substance, which is mind, in various degrees. Therefore, everything is one, which is mind. For example, water can be ice, solid, or fluid based off the degree of heat. It's the same substance, but the various degrees of the same thing. The universe is balanced. You need to be balanced between good and evil. Look at your body. You have a left arm and a right arm. Your head is in the center of it. You should become balanced. You should become balanced. Your mindset should be balanced. Your emotions should be balanced. Your diet should be balanced. Your work life. Everything should be balanced. You must first correct your underlying limiting beliefs. If you are unhappy in your job, you focus all of your energy on finding a new job. So think of it this way. There's polarity to everything. You hate where you are in life right now, more than likely. That's why you brought this course. You want to manifest something in your life. Not everyone, but some of you hate your life. Okay? That hatred You shouldn't hate, because that's going to hurt your body and your cells. But anyways, you can use that energy, the other end of that stick. That energy is draining you. Your hating mental state is draining your energy because you're letting it kill you. You can use that polarity, that other side of the energy, instead of killing yourself with it and getting yourself down, use that energy to finding something new. There's always two ends to the stick. I hate my job. You can either cry about it or use that energy to go and do something else and figure out what you can do. And that's the law of polarity. Use the other side. Use the polarity. Don't let it suck you in. Use it for purpose, for reason. The law of rhythm. Everything flows. Everything is out and in. Remember, the universe is made out of torus fields. This is a torus field. Comes out, back in, out and back in. This is a daily cycle. This is a yearly cycle. It's the cycle of the zodiac. It's the cycle of your life. You're out in the world, then you die from this world. You're out in this world, then you die from this world. Everything's a cycle. Everything's a rhythm. Everything has tides. All things rise and fall. Use the day and night cycle. Use the cycle. Create a cycle in your life. Don't let your life be chaotic. Don't be a feather in the wind. Create a purposeful cycle so that it works, so that you are progressing 1% every day towards this goal. Okay? Try not to get attached to outcomes, but work towards a mental state of neutrality or indifference. The key is non-attachment, positive thinking patterns. I need to get this out of the way. You hate your life. Okay? You hate your life. Hold on, my microphone's just changed. Okay, it doesn't matter. What you're experiencing now in life is a mental state. Think about this for a second. Everything is mind. You think, right, the job that you're in now, for example, you hate your job. You work at somewhere bad, you know, you're working in a gas station, or, you know, you hate it. You are suffering the mental state that you're in, not the actual job. You don't like the mental state that you're in. It's not the physical job. You're suffering the mind's reaction of what you're doing. Therefore, you desire a life where you do not feel this way. So what's that mean? What you really want is a altered mind state where you are not suffering mentally and emotionally. Therefore, use your mind. What you really, really want, deep down, is a mindset. You want a life where you're not suffering this mindset. So therefore, if you change this mind of yours, you change the emotional state. So when you do your bad job, or when you're there, change the mindset. Change it as if you love and you experience blissfulness and you experience amazingness. And this will manifest into your life. When you go home, think and feel the reality that you want. Think and feel the reality that you want. Create a cycle. I've gone a bit off guard there. But what you really want is a mindset. This is what you need to understand. Everything is mind. Okay? If you had the mindset properly, you'd actually stay in that job. But it's the mindset that you hate, that you're suffering from. Cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. The physical world is the effect world. What you see and experience is an effect of mind. The root cause is the mind. The building you're in, the microphone I'm speaking into, is the effect of someone's mind. Therefore, use this properly. When you push a domino, it will push all more. Every little choice you make has a massive impact on the rest of your life. Every decision you decide has the biggest impact ever. It has a domino effect on your whole life and the people around you. So if you see someone, let's say you want to get financially free, you see someone, you make a little comment, nice car, nice shoes. That could spark a conversation where you speak to him and he changes your life. Speak to people. Go to the gym. Conversate with people. If you want to become the best, you want to own a restaurant, go and work at a restaurant and learn how it works. Use the law of cause and effect. Speak to people. This is the most important thing. Speak to people and use the law of effect. Do the action. You can't just sit around visualizing all day or else nothing will happen. You have to use the law of cause and effect. Every cause creates the effect. Take action on your thoughts, on these thoughts that are based on reaching your goal. The law of gender. Everything is masculine and feminine. How to apply. We can use the law of gender by balancing the spiritual higher self and the physical lower self or ego. It is important to not let the ego get out of control. Because when the ego becomes out of control, you're coming from a place of physicality. You're seeking physical pleasure. You need to come from a place of internal. You need to come from the internal. Don't let this external world run your life. Let the spiritual, the positive run your life. The place of calculated thoughts and calculated action. The internal dialogue. Don't let your taste buds run your diet. Let the internal calculated mind run the diet, because the calculated mind knows you should be eating healthy things that feed the mind, body, and soul. But the taste buds just want sugar and bad food. So balance the spiritual and the physical self. Meditation. This is that lesson. Hope you enjoyed the next lesson. Well, hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let's go to the next. Lesson 2, planes of existence. These planes are all aspects of your mind. They are in you, they are outside of you, as above, so below. The Godhead is the sole purpose. This is how spiritual manifests into physical. This is the process that the universe goes through in creating the physical universe. So it starts with the Godhead, the sole purpose, then the mind, then the astral, then the etheric, then the physical. Everything is mental. Everything exists in the mind. These dimensions are not separate. They're all dimensions within your mind. They're different vibrational states, pretty much. So the mind is the realm of thoughts. This is where thoughts reside. There's no form to a thought. It's invisible. There's no physicality to it. It's the most lucid. The higher you go, the more lucid it is. The lower you go, the more solid it becomes. Okay? So the mental plane is the most lucidic. So the mental plane is the thought alone. The astral plane is the imagination of the thought. This is where the thought forms manifest into some sort of form. Not physical form, but some sort of form, lucid form. Like dreams. Then it goes to the etheric, then physical plane. The etheric plane is the blueprint. It's like a blueprint of the astral and the physical form. It's basically the realm of energy. This is where energy is and frequency. And then the physical plane is where physical manifestations happen. So essentially, this physical world is a product and the world of effect. Everything goes through this is a world of effect. You can't change this world by manipulating it physically. You can, but it's not going to last long. It's not long term. This is where we get the saying, as above, so below from. You change the higher planes, you manipulate the lower planes. If you manipulate the astral plane, you manipulate the physical plane. This is a mirror effect. You manipulate the mental plane, you manipulate all of the planes. So these planes are how things manifest into physicality. Everything starts in the mind, then goes through the astral. Now, the higher, middle, and lower astral are the vibrational states of the thought, because remember that the mental plane is the thought alone. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example now. This is a chair. Think of a chair. Don't imagine the chair, just think of the thought of a chair. So you have the thought of a chair in your mind. Then now, imagine that thought. What form does it have? This is the astral plane. This is the imaginational plane. This is where you imagine things. So when you hold something in the screen of your mind, this is astral matter. You're creating out of astral matter. That's what imagination is. Depending on the vibration of that thought that you are manifesting in your imagination, depends whether it goes to the higher, middle, or lower astral. If it's a high vibrational form, high vibrational thought, you create the higher astral plane. This imagination will go into the higher astral. Or if you think of a chair to murder someone on it with spikes and kill someone on it, it will go to the lower astral plane because it's a lower vibrational thought form manifesting. So you got to use these planes to manifest things, to imagine things. You can manipulate the astral plane through astral projection. This is a very, very very occult teaching of astral projection. And that's going to be taught later on in another course, because that's not for everyone. But you can still access the astral plane through imagination. And that is how you pretty much get there. You use your conscious mind to project yourself, your consciousness, your awareness into the astral plane. So if you manipulate these higher planes of existence, you manipulate these lower planes. As above, so below. You got to look up. But it all starts in the mind. Use your thoughts correctly. Use your thoughts. Use your imagination. Use your energy. And this will all combine to manifest something physical. Okay? So use these planes to manipulate this physical world, because whatever you do in these planes, you manipulate the lower planes. It's like a mirror. So that is the planes of existence. They all exist inside of you. They're outside of you. They're as above, so below, as within, so without. They are everywhere. They are inside of you. They're not separate. They're all aspects of your mind. How's it going, people? Today we're going to be going on lesson 5 on the human electromagnetic field. This is very, very important, people. You have to understand how energy works, how your mind contributes towards this, and how your emotions contribute towards this. So the heart produces this electromagnetic field, which surrounds the body from 3 foot to 9 foot, depending on your internal state. And we'll get into that a bit later. But the heart produces this field. Now, the brain is all to do with the mind intelligence. However, the heart is the second brain. It is to do with the emotional intelligence of our beings. So mind and emotion, directly connected. They are directly connected. Every thought that you think is producing an emotion. So the thought that you think is an electrical signal in the brain, which then gets sent to the heart. Now, the heart is what's judging. It judges you. It judges what is right, what is wrong. It tells you is this thought good, is it bad, based off the emotional sense that you gain off that thought. Therefore, before we go any further, every single cell in your body, every single organ has its own electromagnetic field. So every cell, every organ, the organs come up to bunch together to create the system. The systems come together to create the body. And all of this contributes towards the electromagnetic field of the heart. Okay, so everything is electromagnetic. I am, you am, every atom is electromagnetic. So what we need to understand is that our diet plays a huge role in raising our frequency. Our frequency is our spirit, our spiraling energy field. The stronger this field is, the more impact you have on reality when it comes to manifesting your reality, what you want. So it's important that we keep our body healthy, our cells healthy, because all of this contributes to what you're putting out, and what sort of and how effective your energy is putting out into the quantum field around you. So your heart produces this field based off the emotion that you feel. So every emotion that you feel, your internal state, is what manifests this electromagnetic field. So when you stand next to someone, you can feel their vibe. You can get a sense of how this person is feeling. Well, because you're feeling the energy that their internal state is manifesting the external energy, which you're picking up. So when their mood changes, you can feel it in their energy, especially if your third eye is wide open. So what I'm trying to say is your emotions is what attracts things to you, because your heart produces this magnetic energy. So your heart is producing magnetic energy. Every emotion that you feel is creating magnetic energy, which is drawing people, things, situations to you. All of this contributes towards your life, because everything has a domino effect. If you happen to draw the right person to you because of your happy emotional state, that person can just change your life and turn the wheel on manifesting your reality. So like I said before, when we feel higher emotional states and elevated states of emotion, this strengthens our electromagnetic field. So when we feel happiness, contentment, joy, love, all of this expands our field from 5 meters to around 9 meters, 9 feet, sorry, 5 feet to 9 feet around your body. And the stronger this field is, the stronger your emotions are, and the more elevated they are, the stronger impact you have on matter. Why? Because you're vibrating more than matter. You're becoming more spirit than matter. So therefore, it is mind over matter. So if you experience these higher elevated emotions, you then have a greater impact on creating matter and influence on atoms around you and people around you. The higher you vibrate, the more people are going to stare at you, the more things that are going to happen better in your life, because the more energy that you're putting out positively. So this electromagnetic field is so important, so important. And your emotions and your thoughts play a crucial role. You control your thoughts. This will then control your emotion, and then your emotion will control your magnetic energy. And not to mention, when we meditate, we turn our mind inward. So therefore, all of the attention, because where attention goes, energy flows. So where attention goes, energy flows. So if you turn your mind inward and put your attention on yourself, all of that energy is being internalized, and you can then redirect that into manifesting your reality. You can use this energy to manifest your reality. Okay, so the world will mirror back what we feel in our heart. This is a great saying. Whatever you carry in your heart, you will experience. Because emotion is energy in motion. The emotion you feel is the thought motion. So every thought you think produces energy in motion, which is emotion, which will then be put out into the quantum field, well, which is everything's in your mind, because the words you say, the things you feel, mold your mind, and your mind mirrors the external world. So you need to be careful what you're thinking, feeling, and saying and hearing, because all of this has an effect on your external world, because it has an effect on shaping your mind. Okay. So controlling emotions, we need to get rid of the reactive emotions and use them intentionally. The more reactive you are, the more prone you are to lowering your frequency, which will have a great effect on manifesting your reality. We need to aim to reach them high states of emotion, to keep our cells, to keep our body high frequency. So I hope this lesson helped you. On the next one, we're going to be talking about maintaining this field. Lesson 6, maintaining the human electromagnetic field, the human energy field. This is an important one, people. You have to understand how this field works. Without this field, you can't pull things to you, you can't attract things. You know, the weaker your field, the more prone you are to diseases. The weaker the field, the less manifestation, the less power you have over matter. You have to have a strong field. Okay? This field is very important when it comes to manifesting and pulling things to you, attracting people. Because essentially this field is a manifestation of your internal state. So your internal state manifests this external field through your, the things you do on a daily basis contribute to this field and how strong it is. So to keep it strong, you have to realize that it's constantly changing based on your environment, the people around you, electrical devices, thoughts, emotions, and the food within the body. Now, every single cell in your body has its own electromagnetic field, has its own magnetic energy. And this magnetic energy can be weakened or strengthened by the food that you are putting in your body. So therefore, when we eat food that is processed, that is not grown under the sun, made in some sort of lab or manufacturing, wherever, it has no magnetic energy to it. It's vibrating so low that when you consume it, it's going to pull your energy. It's going to lower your frequency, going to lower your mood. It's going to just destroy everything about you. You don't want it in your body. You have to eat raw food. As much as you need as much uncooked raw food as possible, because the cooked food is what kills the magnetic energy in it, kills nutrients as well. But it's based off magnetic energy. They never want to tell you this. They want you focused on nutrients, minerals, but they'll never tell you about the magnetic energy, the etheric energy, about the food. Yes, meat might have some, nutritious benefits to the body. Flesh might have that. However, the magnetic energy behind it is negatively charged. Because the magnetic energy never leaves the food. Never. Energy can't be killed, cannot be destroyed. Therefore, the slaughtered animal is running, fear, traumatized, and all this negative energy is stuck within the food, and this is going to lower your vibration and weaken your field. So don't just think about nutrition. Think about magnetic energy. You're an electromagnetic being. So you need to make sure you're eating food that is under the electric sun. When you stand under the sun, you feel that masculine, powerful electrical energy charging you in your body, in your cells. This is why you feel so much better when you're under the sun. It's because it charges you. It charges your body, your cells, your mind, your spirit, everything. It upgrades your DNA. The sun is amazing. You need the food that grows underneath the sun, because the sun crystallizes in the food. When you eat raw fruit that's grown under the sun, you're eating the sun. You're pretty much eating electrical currents. You're putting that into your body, and it's charging your body, charging the cells, because the cells produce electricity. Your body is made of water, which, contributes to moving electricity around your body. So your diet is very important when it comes to maintaining the strength of your electromagnetic field, because the weaker this field, the less impact you have on manifesting over matter and pulling things to you, and magnetically pulling people and, surroundings to you. It's a magnetic field. It pulls things to you. The right people, the right places. So eat fruits and vegetables as much as possible. Grounding, putting your feet in the soil or in the earth. This will charge you. The earth is electromagnetic. This will strengthen the field, strengthen your body, strengthen your cells, put electricity in your body. Everything is just amazing when you ground, especially when you're stood under the sun as well. It's a double whammy. So grounding every day is important to keep the strength of your field up. So if you have a very weak field, you're just gonna, you're gonna attract negative people. You can sense it from a mile off. When you see a negative person, you don't even need to know them. You can just sense that they're very negative, very low vibration. You see it on their face. You feel it in their energy. It's a no-brainer. Energy doesn't lie. And this is because their field is so depleted because of the food, the thoughts, the emotions. They're so unattached from nature. And this is why it's so important to get back in touch with nature, back in touch with your body. And this will strengthen not only your field, but your mind and emotion will be better. So your diet plays a massive role. Grounding, very important. Proper thinking. Being present. Your field is made out of your thoughts as well as emotions. Being present is a very important one, because when you put your mental attention into the future or the past, you're giving energy to it. So when you are in the present, you retain energy. Okay, you don't give energy away by retaining energy by being in the present. Proper thinking. This is a very important one. So thinking is energy, mental energy. Every thought is either, positively impacting you or negatively impacting you. So every negative thought that you think, you need to think 3 more positive ones to try and counteract and balance this out. And over periods of time, this will create you to, think positive. And you need positive thinking. You're just dragging yourself down. You're slowing the process of where you want to go in life just by negative thinking alone. You see, your external world it's not actually external. The world is within you. You're not in the world. The external world is within you. So therefore, your mind is like the controller of your external world, because you are a result of your thoughts. Where you are in your life now, where you are right now listening to this, is an effect and a direct manifestation of all the thoughts that you have thinked in the past. Think about that for a minute. You are where you are in life because of the thoughts that you have thinked. I bet you've never realized that. Every thought, every decision has contributed to where you are right now. Therefore, you change your thoughts, further down the line, you change your external world, you change your life. You change the way you think, you change the people around you. It's directly correlated. The mind is a reflection of your external world. So every thought has an emotion attached to it, and the emotion is energy in motion. We've gone over this, which contributes to your electromagnetic field. So your positive emotion is going to strengthen your electromagnetic field. And when this field is stronger, the more impact you have on matter, the more ability what is good and what is bad. When you go against the inner guide, the heart's voice, you're actually weakening your field. You're weakening your willpower, you're weakening your mind, you're weakening your electromagnetic field just by going against that inner guide. When you know you're doing something bad, you're not only, mentally going to suffer, you're going to suffer energetically and physically. Because what affects your electromagnetic field affects your body. So do not go against that inner guide. The people around you have a massive effect on your field. So when you interact with someone, there's a balancing out of the frequencies. Every frequency does this. It's called binaural beats. Every frequencies do this. When two frequencies meet, they harmonize and they balance. So if you're vibrating very high and you meet someone who's vibrating very low, when you meet, your vibrations will balance out. So yours will lower and his will rise to counteract, so to balance out. So that person is essentially taking your energy if they're vibrating lower than you. So it's important that you understand and be mindful of the people who are in your surroundings, because they're either taking your energy or giving energy to you and, contributing towards your life. It's so important that you change the people in your life. If you want to heal your body, stop talking to the people or don't chill with them as much if they just want to go out and eat Burger King every day. You see, it's not only physically are they going to take that, they're going to have, because their thoughts are in their electromagnetic field. So when you're around these people, you're gaining their thoughts, you're gaining their emotions. And this is why you feel so influenced. The word flu in influence. Because influence energy is like a flu. It's sticky. The people around are giving you energy, giving you thoughts, giving you emotions. So it's so important you keep clean-hearted people around you and people who contribute towards your life. If not, cut them out. If they're not contributing towards something in your life and you're not contributing something towards theirs, cut them out. Is it going to help you? No, then remove it. It's so important that you stick to this. So the people around you have an effect on your field. And like we say, the lower the field, the less impact you have on reality. The higher frequency you are, the more wave you are than matter. So I hope you learned a lot from this video. Lesson number 3.